Red Book, U.S. retail sales, plus 5.1% for the week ending July 19th versus a year ago, plus 5.2% for the first 2 weeks in July versus a year ago. That's Red Book, U.S. retail sales. KPRX, Kiora Pharmaceuticals, getting a pop here, $3.39. Kilo Papa Romeo X-ray, KPRX. Kiora Pharmaceuticals secures U.S. patent for KIO 104, enhancing protection for ocular disease treatment. That's KPRX. GM CFO says EV policy changes will have minimal impact on 2025 results. That on their call. That's Golf Michael. GNSS, Genesis, announcing $1 million in LRAD by Genesis orders for Middle East and Africa. That's Golf November Sandy, GNSS. LCID and TSLA, all Lucid Airs gain access to 23,500 plus Tesla superchargers. That is Lima Charlie India Delta and Tango Sandy Lima Alpha, LCID. And THI, Neonic Technologies, executes sub-license agreement marking key milestone to a closing $50 million strategic partnership with Quasar Investment. That's November Tango Hotel, India, and THI. KSS coal spiking to the highs now. Coal's $11.94. Kilo Sandy.
Check. Okay. Good morning, everybody. So yesterday was a trying day with Apple, but did end up doing pretty good on some other stocks later on. But Apple right now, well, it's coming back. So I'm going to go over the strategy with this. And then the general strategy of what happens when I am in a losing trade and I switch it to a swing. And, I have talked about it, but if you haven't heard me, then it might become surprising to you that why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'll go over it again. And then I'm going to talk about how it affected Charlie, who followed me down this rabbit hole. and which might be a lot of your people's share size, where she starts with 5 shares and then her max position is 20 shares. And then she has a max loss per day now of $25 a day. So let's talk about how that impacted her on this one trade, and what she decided to do based on what I was deciding to do. I'm going to go over the news in a minute too, and I will try to tell you the RV stock for the day. We are in the middle of a bunch of earnings. So tomorrow, which I didn't talk about live and I thought I had, is the earnings for Apple are tomorrow. So that did influence me staying in the move as it went against me going long. So that was definitely an influencing factor. And there's another little trick we can do with a lot of millionaire traders that can actually move the direction of the stock, which is kind of cheating. There are a lot of people that are in this move with me, with much larger share size, and are seeing numbers down here that are like $5,000 negative right now. So we'll talk about that a little bit before we get into, because this is a simple scalping strategy that I'm showing you, but we were trading a consolidating stock, so I did have a plan. Like I always talk about, a plan to switching it to a swing. It depends on the stock, if I'm gonna swing it or just take the loss, So obviously I can lose on a trade just like anybody else can lose on a trade. Generally though, 90+% accurate on just short-term scalping. Well, why don't we get in and read the news right off the bat for today? So basically, it's saying the U.S. futures are modestly lower today, ahead of the earnings from Coca-Cola, GM, and Lockheed. This is news that might affect the overall market, which is why I want Charlie to bring these up for us, because these large caps that we trade and mega caps that I'm showing, they move the market and the market moves them. They're kind of the big behemoths. Powell speaks today at a regulatory conference, but no policy moves are expected. But investors will parse the tone of the clues, try to figure out the clues of what he's saying. Tariff uncertainty persists, so that's a big deal. There's a lot about that. This could pressure global supply chains, key for Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, and AMD. I would not want to hold a stock like Apple into this this August 1st supposed deadline if he doesn't change it again for tariffs. Even we're getting pretty close to even hold anything, so it's a little risky time to do a swing for sure, because so much uncertainty from the White House uncertainty. So Magnificent 7 earnings incoming. Tesla's tomorrow as well. NVIDIA's not till later. Along with AMD. So I'm just reading the rest of that. There's mixed earnings with GM, Lockheed, Martin, RTX, Sherman-Williams, Asian markets, and crude dip. That's about the oil. AI and chip sector focus. NVIDIA just hit 4 trillion. That's an old story. That's kind of it. Treasury yields are climbing. Yeah. So the general news on the market's pretty positive, but everybody's, got their ear down to listen, to what might make a big swing. I mean, we're right at the record highs. So when you're at record highs, there's, you can keep going up, but there's a lot of reasons might go down. So people, I think, if you listen to the news, the general confidence, there's more people that are putting out warning bells than are going go, 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 go. There are those people who say it's just going to keep going for 3 years. It's like, well, that's crazy. It's not going to go for 3 years. I think that's just crazy talk. But it may have a little dip and then keep going. I don't know. Who knows, right? But I think caution's in order. That's my opinion. Remember, guys, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to follow anything I say here at all. I am not licensed to give you any advice, and you should, like I said, seek the advice of someone. Be careful of someone licensed. Be careful. Only trade with money you can afford to lose, and trade in a simulator first if you're unsure or very, very, very low share size. So I think I'll get in before I start talking about the rest of the stock today. Let's talk about Apple. There's my losing position right now. Now, I did almost go to 1,600 shares after the end of close of day. That was my max position, but in a swing, my max position is more like 5,000 shares. So I would go way higher. I would go over, invest well over $1 million in margin to make a big move on this, to make a $5,000, $10,000 profit. So I look at this differently right now. But I don't want to get into a situation where this drops down below 200 when I have like a couple thousand, 3,000, 4,000 shares, and I'm sitting here holding this really losing position for a long time. So this is me talking about swings that only a small percentage of you can do, that you have the account size to do. I'm lucky that I don't have that problem. So what am I going to do today with this? I'm going to hold it right where it is today, at least until the open, and see if it springs right up and gives me a chance to get out for not a very big profit at all, and just get out. If it continues to go down, so that means I can't trade it as our scalping stock unless I switch accounts, which I was thinking about doing. But really, as we get closer to the earnings tomorrow, it's a little risky to try to gauge the way, you don't want a catalyst, right? So I was surprised by what happened yesterday, how fast it went down, how far it went down after up here, so I was up in here, my position's 1422, and so that's like right down here. So if you're watching the early market, right, as we were, and I got in like in here, this seemed like a rebound point to me, right? And or maybe I got in down here. Where was I? I don't know, because it did come back up. So if I was in down, because I averaged down. That's what I averaged in more of my position to get down to 1420. So I was more up in here, yeah. But anyway, this is where what really surprised me is that it just broke the fib, because I was trading, and it just kept going, boom, 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 boom. Here, I never really got a chance to get out where I was, here's where I put a sellout position here, which is at not much, just 214.41. So I thought this might spring back up to hit me, but obviously that happened before I had that position. So it never picked me up. And then I thought about averaging down many times in here, and I just decided to wait it out because it was not showing signs of a recovery, So I didn't want to add to a losing position at this point. And then I was kind of surprised it dropped even more down, but there was a couple times, even with 800 shares, I was only down like a couple $100. So I could have pulled out at a small loss. I thought about it, but I was like, I'm in a swing now. And with wearnings coming, which I knew the whole time, that this could be a huge spike to come up. So keep in mind that we're not at its high here. Its high is over here, which is all the way up to, is that the high? No, that's not the high. Hang on. Where am I? Yeah, way over here on this fib level. So that's 216.23. I believe that's the high from, it's got back more than 10 days ago. So would the earnings push it past that? Yeah, I think it could. It could push it back to past its high, maybe even today before earnings. Because if you look at the news is pretty good for it to go up. So holding this in a swing right now is not really that dangerous of a call, I think. So that's one of the reasons that as this was going on, because there was a lot of chatter in here you guys weren't hearing, other people in it going, everybody's going to hold. Not everybody, a few people didn't hold, but most people were just like, I'm doing the bigger play. And that's not what I'm showing you, so it can be somewhat confusing. Now, Charlie's trading like most people are trading. She's not thinking about that, but she's trying to learn from everybody in here, the big boys, about what you can do. So when she took her position of 5 shares originally, it was right around where I was. And then she maxed in below where I was, which was great for her. Because she's below 214. What was your 213.87? So she's 213.87. Let's take a look at that. So with 20 shares, she has a 25 max loss. So when you go to a swing, you usually put your max loss for the day. Then it becomes, because it's a swing, it's a day trade. So now she needed to get to down $25 in order for her to get out at her max. It never did get down that low. Cool. So she's still effectively in her strategy. She never hit the max loss, but she had to stop trading, which kind of sucked for her. So you kind of lose a day because it's not going to register till you win. So she was asking me this morning, well, should I wait for it to get to, over $100 today, if it comes up today? And I'm like, no, just act like you didn't trade it today. Play the same strategy out. Like, just go up to, my advice is, she does whatever she wants to do, is just, make the money. Look at today like, oh, I made a $20 trade today on Apple's move from yesterday, and then keep scalping the way we scalp. Don't you lost a day, unfortunately, but it would be very dangerous for her to hold it, in my opinion. That would be my opinion. But she may decide to hold it in, because I'm going to probably hold it for a bigger move. I'm going to look at the action to see whether I take this down, because if it's really going strong, I might just take this down, or I might do just what I said for her, and that is I actually took an Apple position on another account, much closer to what the price is right now. So I really believe that Apple's going to go up, and rather than add to this share size, my logic was I'm just going to go to a different account and buy Apple, and then I've already got the full advantage to get in, to ride this. It's a hedge against the worst position that I have. So anyway, I hope that made sense to you guys. So that's what Charlie is doing. She's in a holding pattern today and could lose another day of trading, and that's why it's not really a swing strategy that I'm showing here. But if I get into a situation, I will swing it, and I do have the capital to do it, which is lucky for me. And I don't know how you guys are doing. I know most of you are doing really well, I've been hearing, because you're going long when I go short. That's ironic. No, but I mean, I'm waiting for the dip, and you're like, well, I'm going to ride it before the dip. And there's some sound logic there, because you don't want to trade short, right? But some of you are not doing well, and you get angry at me, and just like, well, just like I can't take credit for your profits, I can't take credit for your losses. It's up to you guys, right? So I'm just going to call it like I see it, but I am ultimately going to trade the way I would trade for my success. I do worry about you guys, but I can't. Every one of you is in a different position, so I don't know how to call how you do what you do, so I can just call the trade. So I switched to a swing, which I've said over and over that I will do often if the trade goes against me. Like you saw me a few days ago, Hood went down. I did not see a recovery there. It did not look good, so I took the loss. But a stock like Apple, that's pretty much at its lows, where it's way below where it should be, I think it's going to keep going up. But so I played this behemoth a little bit different way, feeling I'm fairly safe to wait. Boy, it looks like a long way here, huh? So anyway, let's look at some of the others. So I was looking at NVIDIA as a possible scalping one today. I like the fact that it's come down. So, it's going way back up again. Oh, well, that's too bad. I like that it was down at this fib level earlier to play it up, But I think this is going to recover. It also has earnings coming up soon. So, you know, I'm not exactly sure why this happened, but it's well within the ATR range, these kind of moves. So this might be one to look at to see if it starts consolidating here. I would not count this. People are asking me to give the RV stock every day. I would not count any stock. Well, first of all, Apple and Tesla are both tomorrow. And although Tesla looks good for RV trading, you know, not too bad the way it's been consolidating. No, it's the earnings, you know. There's a lot of, I don't know what's going to happen with the stock like always, but it might be one that's good for scalping today. So we'll take a look at it. And NVIDIA is not the perfect RV. I think it was, from looking earlier, it might have been AMD. Oh, here's another one that should rebound today. So I have the earnings set on the daily chart here. So let's who said they say they don't have sound? No, my sound's working. Okay, so if you look at the daily charts, I set the earnings here so we could see, you know, so that's way back at, that's not till the 5th. That's not way, but it's the 5th for AMD. I believe that's the same for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is no, that's not till the 27th, so they're way up. But both Tesla and Apple are tomorrow, and then Palantir is the 4th. So this one's safe to trade for the RV. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's not bad, guys, for the RV stock. You're looking for a consolidation on a daily, you know, within the ATR range. So our ATR range here is $5 up or down. Well, you divide that in two, so 250 at the most, 251. So that's going to be 48 area. 40, yeah. So you've only really got 1, 2, 3, 4 days if you're using this scanner to find them. But we use another scanner for the RV stocks, which is in the book, as well as I have shown you like a whole bunch of times. So far, Palantir would be one that I would push for the RV, and that's it. I'll take a look at Hood here just because it's hit this scanner again. Again, there's no way. Yeah, I wouldn't RV this one. Which time do we have? Don't do that. Here we go. So here's a scanner for the RV stocks. Let's take a look. So we just talked about all those. I don't usually do. Well, I don't know. That might be interesting. You might look at that one. TSM. Let's see.
CNBC. Warren Buffett says to CNBC, "No one from Goldman has spoken to me or Greg Abel about a rail deal."
Oops, what's that? Well, I don't know. That's not looking too good for the RV either. That other scanner that has the 100,000 per minute is pretty helpful when you're looking for an RV stock. These are going to move too slow. Google, I'm surprised Google's up here. There's AMD. I guess we should look at Google. Let me just take a quick, the daily charts I can get a quick look. That popped recently. That's why I hit the scanners. So unfortunately, that just ruled it out to be an effective RV stock. So you take the best you can get, you know. It might be Palantir for today on the RV. We would wait closer to, well, actually, we are close to the market open. So, yeah, that would probably be, well, we would wait till 10 or 10:30, but probably Palantir, if you guys are looking for me to call it for the RV, that's probably the one I would go with. Now, that's in day trading volume 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that so many people trade, and it's something that you should think about trading if you haven't traded, or get the book, Day Trading Volume 1. Yeah, that's where we're at. This scanner has all these custom coding in it. This is available over at the $1 Million Margin Club for like $4.99. So yeah, I'm going to probably be looking at NVIDIA in just a minute here to trade at the open again. So let me think about how I'm going to call. Now, again, I recommend you don't trade the opening candle ever, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I don't. Now, I did mark some historical data. I did this one this morning. Didn't have to change the fib on this. So I will be looking at the price action in the moment to see. I would trade this long bias this morning. Great. That is a limousine service calling me. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I have a driver a lot of the time. I just let me see here. Yesterday afternoon, we had a big celebrated Jaws 50th anniversary. Being from that area originally, not originally, but many years, businesses there was kind of fun. I'm not a real drinker, so it doesn't affect me the next day, but some of the people were. What a random thing to celebrate, right? You might think, but not for me, really. So we'll be looking at our risk oscillator up here as we move into the type of trading that we're doing this morning. I clarify Apple? So yeah, I'm waiting on Apple. I can see the price movement up here, as well as people will pass me notes if I'm on live stream here still when it makes a move that might make a difference to me. So I'll switch to that stock if it seems like I want to get out. Right now, it's not doing too well. It's at 212.48, so that means that I'm down well over 1,000 again for it. So, but we're just going to wait it out and see. So the market here on this one, we're trending up. You can see. So that's calling that on the ADX. The 15 still down. All the other multi-chart alignment are up. Interesting why that is. Oh, yeah, because here's the 15 here. Okay. So 5, 10, 15. Yep. That one candle threw that off. Looking for the news here to see if anything's going to happen. Live trading in 3 minutes, guys. I don't recommend that you take a opening trade on the bell. I don't recommend you do it. I just want to clarify that one more time. You might see me go red here, so just be careful. I have levels. The fib wasn't respected pre-market at all. You can see that, so I don't know how much I want to think about that. Look at that. Now all red. Market's all red. What's going on? Everything took a dive. They're not saying that Eric's not reading me anything. Turn down the meditative music there. Seemed a little loud. Okay. Grab your coffee. Last sip. Get ready. Do I abdicate coffee? Yes, I do. All systems are go. And we're in a studio here. If you're new here, a lot of people are trading in different. I'm on the second story, and Alan's actually downstairs right now, who normally trades in here. We just set up another trade station in my little end of the second floor for Charlie and for others to use from time to time. But obviously, you can see on Zoom or streaming whatever I'm doing. I am quarterbacking, but so we're hitting against a historical data right now at the open. So I have to see the price action before I get in here. I'm going to play it long bias, so I'd look for a dip to go up. This close to the earnings, this is very dangerous to trade because it's harder to predict what people might be doing. Actually, no, this is a ways away. That's right. This one's still to August, was it 27th or something? Yes, this is way away. I'm getting confused with Apple and Tesla. There it goes. The 171, it paused for a second and hit hard and then turned around. 89. There's the VWAP down there. I'm going to go ahead and grab it there, guys. So, I'm not looking for a big profit if it goes up. Well, it looks like it's going to go down. I don't know if I want to add to this if it goes down. It's on the fib now. Hit the fib hard. So we're holding out. It's definitely showing downward movement, which is a little concerning. No sign of recovery. It did hit that 47 hard though, 47 cents. Yeah, it broke it. So that's what I didn't want to see. So you just gotta, if you're in this move, which I don't recommend, sometimes you just have to exercise some patience here. But I don't want to chase this down like I did Apple. Now you've got the ATR low right there. Really did not think it was going to go down. I'm very surprised. How far do I do this? Let's see. That's over $1 out of my position.
Dow and NASDAQ all roughly flat at market open.
I'd like to see a sign of a recovery before I add into half my position.
KSS now up around 76%.
Stopping at the 50 cents. Nope. It is going to hurt me. So it broke the ATR low. I am going to hold it a little longer, guys. I'm not going to just take a loss here. Let's see. Again, this is why I say don't trade the open, because this can happen. If I see a bit of a recovery, I might average half in to really catch the spike up. I don't want to see it break 169. Which it seems to want to do. There's a couple of swales up. And then not. Man, are we going to catch me trapped here again? Look at that. It broke the 169. What's our ATR on this one? Our ATR on this is 368. Yeah, you might see me in a swing here, guys, and then just move again. I just didn't want to swing it, but I cannot believe it's not going to recover from this. Just not calling them well these days, huh? The market is really messing with me. Not going to add to it until I see a reversal, and I'm not going to watch this too much longer so we can get on to scalping. All right, there's a little bit of a sign that maybe it's going to come back. Let's see. That's a big drop, though, to be feeling positive about anything right now.
HTOO Fusion Fuel was halted on a circuit breaker. Hotel Tango Oscar Oscar.
You see the power of the sellers, but let's see if they're going to go down here.
Shares of Kohl's
If they're
pulling
done
back
and
here,
the buyers are going to
hit,
take over.
Around $18 now, hit $21.39 at the highest. Kilo Sandy.
Oh yeah, Apple went down too. So we're just getting a large cap kind of shrink here for some reason. All right, there's a good sign for me. It's going to break that $0.50. If it breaks 69, yeah.
Press release.
I'm going to go ahead and go into my full share size there on a recovery, on a hope of a recovery here as it goes up. So I need it to go up $1 roughly. The risk, obviously, guys, just not what I want to see on a 1 minute, pounding down. Gravestone there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay, so going to consolidate here, or is it going to go back down? Okay, magnet pulled down. It's the first time we saw magnet action. Not what I wanted to see. Wow. Well, maybe it's entertaining to watch me lose. Somebody said that. Said, oh, it's very exciting to watch you lose money. Oh, thanks. Thank you for that. All right, so might come back to this in a minute and see how we can scalp something for you guys, because obviously you're not going to be in this position. So my thought would be this would be recovering, of course, or it wouldn't be in the trade. It's actually good that it ended up making it green there. So I'll wait a second longer just to see if I can get out real quick here. This is 8 minutes into the market now, so just about on the 8th minute. Don't consolidate down here. Come on. This is trading. It wants to hurt me today. All right, let's take a look at some of these others here. I'm at 1, so I'll just call my position 170. See how bad Apple looks. Well, it's about where it was. Oh, it just popped up again, didn't it? Yeah. So, yeah. Again, I just talked about how I'm going to hold that. I mean, earnings are tomorrow. This is the one we were thinking about for the RV here. So let's take a look at how this is consolidating. See if this affords us some opportunities on some of these levels. Actually, let me take a look at these levels again, guys, just to make sure I'm not doing something on a bad level. Okay, so the fib's correct. Yeah, I did look at this earlier. These are good, decent levels. So we'll see if those can be respected at all as we go into this. So let's just do some tiny scalping here and see if we can get the right levels on Palantir here. So let me get a good look at this. So we're right in the middle of the market magnet here. We're near our ATR low.
TLRY Tilray getting some heavy volume here. Tango Lima Romeo Yankee.
Let's go ahead and mark this where it stopped down here on a kind of a tweezer move right there.
Share is up about 9.25% now.
Yeah, the market's just pulling back today, it looks like, just everywhere. I'm looking at all the big ones. No, Apple's making a move up. That's good. All right, so there's a level there that is interesting to go long against, but I'm glad I didn't. So now we're at the ATR. And that would be normally where I would go long, but I need more definitive proof right now before I see if it's going to respect that level. I'm not going to trade it like an RV. You can see underneath it there, the buy sell oscillator also turned it around. It's saying to turn around, but man, the market just wants to go down today. So I would say do not go long yet. Look at that, huh? Multi-chart alignment, all red. Q and SPY, red. NVIDIA is still going down. Okay, so now I talk about how it consolidates off the ATR a lot, so we may afford us some opportunities here. I'm kind of looking at the level 2 here to see if there's anything that we've got here to try to go long, but I might want to go short biased here because it is just stair-stepping down. Down off the, wow, it's just down. I should have just played down off the ATR. Try to get some small moves here. So if it bounces back up here, I'll go short off of it. Let's see if it's going to give me an opportunity up there at the 149. It's moving about 10 to 15 cents. So definitely affording opportunities here.
B. Riley popping here on a pop in volume. Romeo India Lima Yankee, RILY.
NVIDIA is now $2 off my position. Jeez. It's just too early to get many predictions ready here. I was just going to sell there and it popped down. Just waiting for one more pop up before I sold. But looking like it is just going to go down here, guys. Going to get me back up toward the 149 here and then trade a short here. No, it's just falling. Everything's falling like a knife this morning. I need to take a short so everything can turn around. You ever feel like that? Like no matter what you trade, it's going to go the other direction. Man, I'm not going to take a long on this one. I'm keeping an eye on everything else here, so I keep looking up at the scanner to see where the price action is on things. Yeah, I may play this short off of, I might not wait for the ATR because it's just, I'm not getting any moves. So that's the 50 cents there. So that's an idea to go short. Yeah, it fell off to 50 cents. Look at that. Man, just wants to go down, huh? Guess I'll go in just to, if it hits 50 cents, and then I'll have the failsafe as the ATR to add to it. So I'll go ahead and go in there and see if it's going to punish me. Oh, of course. Going to averaging in off that ATR or the 149 even. Just keeping confidence high that the market should move how the market should move. I'm at 150. I'm at 50 cents, so not turning a profit till we break back through that 50 cents. Does not seem like it's hit its bottom yet, so we'll look for a little bit of a profit here, but we won't get greedy if it goes down to our green area here. See, I had to take a short so I could turn the market around. There's a small profit. I'll take that. So we got 18 bucks waiting that one out. God, I got to tell you, it was painful as I'm watching NVIDIA fall further from my position. And Apple's kind of like where it was, but oh, man. Could have gone off that 50 cents again, huh? Wow. It's not done going down. Now it broke to 148. That could be a level to get in on a short. Let's see how it plays it. It's just, everything's just going straight down, guys. There wasn't any tariff news, right? It's not. Interesting. It's very interesting. So that's historical data. It seems to have respected somewhat. Let's take a look at that level. 14, is it just going to break it? I'll take a peek away for a minute. No, never mind. It broke it. Whatever it is, it's not worthy. Yeah, I just want to get in a short again here, guys. So let's see if I can bounce up here of some sort. So probably off to 147 if it gives me a chance. Is it going to give it more than, was that it? It's not going to go back up to 140. I'll go ahead and go in short there. Now, I could have taken a profit there, a small profit a couple times. It is starting to swale up, so I think I'm going to, if I get a chance, I'll just take a smaller profit just to get out of this move. Because I don't like the way the level 2 is looking suddenly. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed my play there. Off to 50 cents. There's that level again, which I never took a look at. $0.35 it seems to be hovering around. Let me take a look at that level. So that's right here.
SSYS.
Well, that was tapped a whole bunch of times, so that might be something to keep an eye on there.
Stratasys.
Thought about going at 47.50. I'd be nice and green right now.
$12.19.
Again, it's still swaling up, which is not making me want to hold this too long. You know, it's more up than down. This is the 47 is where I've got it at. When it breaks it, it could break it hard. Look at that. Jesus. I am tempted to average into half my position because it keeps getting down low enough where I could get out. Oh, there it goes. I'll take that. All right. So, oh, and then I guess it drops all the way to the fib. So when it broke it, it did break it hard, the 147, but I felt a little beat up, so I took the profit where we should take the profit, right? So, oh my God, NVIDIA. What in the world is going on with NVIDIA? Oh my God, that's painful. It's $4 off my position, so dare I look at how bad that is? That's pretty bad over there, $1,600. So you got the magnet pulling, yeah, you got the price action pulling this down. This is every sign that this is going to continue to go down. Sure, I feel like there was chip news or something. I mean, just checking to see if I'm missing some news story here. A lot of chat going on about it. I just don't know how much longer this is going to go down. This should be turning around. This is extreme. It's broken both ATR levels now. So this is just marking the new low from the market magnet. This is the full ATR it passed, and the magnet's continuing to pull down. Right, to go long, I'd have to see a couple, 2-3 candles, not like this. So we're just trying to squeak out about $100 on this strategy. And I guess I can keep trend writing this. This isn't really too scalpy if it just goes one direction. Hood is off of its close by $5. It's down. AMD is down $7. Apple's just starting now to go back down. It was getting closer to my position. Tesla's down $7. And NVIDIA is down. Everything's down $7. And I unfortunately went long on NVIDIA. So that is painful. So something's going on. People are feeling unsure about the market just all of a sudden. You never know when this stuff's going to happen. That's why doing the scalping is way better than how I took an open position. Now, if you remember yesterday, if you watched what happened, I was going to profit on Apple and not even be in that position. And I made a stupid mistake and I pushed buy instead of sell. And that started why I'm in Apple today. But then I just was going along with the swing mentality for the earnings. Today, I made no such error. I just played NVIDIA long off a dip and it just kept going down. So watching these this way, which is the strategy I'm trying to teach you guys here, is way safer. All right, so there's a reversal sign. Let's see if it's actually going to reverse.
LGCY, Legacy Education, falling to the lowest 1055 and halted down on a circuit breaker now. Lima Golf Charlie Yankee.
Everything's, even the momentums are going down. So it's right there on a 50 cent, and it needs to break that and be somewhere in here before we think about long. 5 minutes turn green right now because it's the first one. Take a look at the scalping indicator. So the sellers were dropping with the volume. So can the buyers give us some real action here, or is this just another game it's going to play with us? Hard to eke out the little ones even today. So, but that's what you should focus on these little trades. It's only 100 shares. I would have been $66 with 200 shares, but that's just so far a bear flag. Well, this is the magnet's up there, right? Yeah, this is going to pull the magnet down. This looks like a short opportunity if we get it up to the 146 maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's going up yet, guys. Target down's 36, target up is 25. Okay, it burst through it while I was pointing that, so let's see if it can break the ATR up here. This is the full ATR, so I'm going to hold off going short. But I'm not going long yet. MACD's sending it up. Can everything start to retrace where it's been? Yeah, NVIDIA went up a whole buck since I last looked at it. Apple's gone way up. Oh, it's getting closer to my position. Something just happened. The puppet master. He's pulling the strings up. It's just so weird, you know, when that happens. But there are forces. There are forces controlling stuff. It's using the ATR as a ceiling right now. 146.41 roughly is that ceiling. It dropped off of it, so it hit it hard and then got it concussed and then fell off. Yeah, I'm just waiting, guys. I'm a little gun shy. I'm waiting for a better look at this. So So boy, that was a total rejection off that ATR. And I would think to go long off the 146, but I'm just not understanding why it drops so hard. Not really wetting, I'm not willing to, if I wasn't so timed with you guys, you just wait these things out. You don't have to keep trading. Wait till you see real consolidation. We don't have consolidation here. I'm kind of zoned in on this, so I don't want to switch stocks. That's why I keep looking to see what is everything else doing, They're kind of falling still. There's a little reprieve, but nothing big. AMD still $7 off its position. Nvidia $6 off its position. AMD, I just said that, $7. Hood is $5 off its position. Tesla's $5 off its position, and Apple is up from its position, so that's good. But right when I get out of Apple trouble, then Nvidia is causing me trouble. Yeah, I wouldn't want to hold Nvidia in as we get closer to the deadline date, of August 1st. So, dare I go long down here at 45.50? Or do I short off the ATR level? Those are the two things I'm thinking about.
Richmond Manufacturing Index minus 20 versus minus 2 expected.
It's kind of making a flat top, so it could really break it. I've got the fib as a sort of add into my half position depending on the strength. But no, it's just slowly fading now. So that's at the 36 mark. Let me just... That's the full ATR level, roughly. 146.40. The one thing about that custom indicator, it doesn't give the price of it. I just don't see it here. Might be that we need to get over to another, because AMD is sticking right around 150. I'm looking at it. All right, here we go. That did make a bull flag here on the 1 minute. 5 minutes just showing green now. 15 minutes just starting to turn green for us. So I'll look to that ATR depending on how hard it hits it to short. It was almost there. Pulled down. Could have got a trade there at 37 cents down to 27 cents. Swaling up. I was going to say like it's going to break it. So it broke it in a nice big way. So I'm going to hang tight just a second here, guys. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not going to go for a big profit because it is starting to go up. So I'm looking for a retracement downward and hopefully didn't make a mistake. Looking for a retracement downward here. Yeah, it's swaling up, so if I get a chance, I'm just going to take a small profit if I get a chance. Nah, maybe more than $2, but probably should have just grabbed that $3 the way it looks. Just should have grabbed that $3, man. Wow, is it going to turn around now and kill me? That just froze. Thinkorswim just froze there. It's not good. Now I've got the fib for support. the wrong way, I mean. So, yeah, I might take a lesser loss the way this is looking. I don't like it. It's wailing down a bit, so I'm holding firm for just a minute. Nope, that does not look good, guys. I need to get out of this position. I'm looking to get out, just so you know what I'm thinking. Just was hoping that I might get a bigger dip to get out. Ugh. Seems like it's really turned around here, so. There it goes back down to that fib again. Will it even go that far? 71 seems to be where it stops every time, which is above my position, so it's not giving me the opportunity to make a green trade on this one trade. Can it break it now? It broke it for a second. There we go. Swailing down. Maybe there's a way out here. Oh, don't freeze on me, Thinkorswim. Oh, come on. That was bull. Nope, it's coming back up again. $147 even. I'm going to give it a shot. Had it for a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I averaged in on 147. I could be leading you down a bad path here. So I'm up to 78 cents now, above that fib, looking for a dip to get me out. I had $4 negative there for a second. Come on, it's still going up. I'm just looking for a dip as it swales down each time. Give me a dip. Give me a dip. Oh, God. It's staying above the 147 now. Ouch. It's been tough these last few days. I think I'm going to have to take a loss here, guys. I don't like it because I think it's starting its retracement, and I'm not going to chase that up by adding share size. So I think I'm just going to get out. That's 100 on this, 75 for the day. Hard to recover. This could be a red day. Oh, God. Yeah. It's going worse. 1088. Can it go back down at all? No, it's not going down. I got to get out. Okay, so one more dip to get me down and out. I'm going to get out of this position if I can, below 100. But no, it's not going down below 100. I'm just going to take it there. All right, so that was a bad trade. Sorry, guys. It is indeed turning around. I could have got like $3 down here, and I held out for a little more. But the long is the way to play this right now. Man, go figure the market, huh? Just it's a conservative strategy if you play your max loss. But I did not see this turning around, so I just got out. So we're going to try to work our way back up. On the 50 cents, I would go long if it dips. I will keep it higher share size at this point, but it's not dipping. Yeah, I'm at my time again, too. Yeah, it's probably safer just to call this a red day for you guys, unfortunately. So I'll try to catch up on my recaps. I'm just having a rough week. You give me one more shot to take a trade here at 50 cents. 47.50. Nope. This is going straight up. Good long play right now for you guys.
Shares halted on a circuit breaker. Right
Wow. What a weird move it just did, huh?
$3.68 OPE.
That'd have been great for the RV strategy, but not for what we were trying to do here.
LGCY, legacy education shares hitting new lows now, $9.95.
It's hard to pull away,
Down
leaving you guys
20%
red.
LGCY.
Reversal sign up there showing a reversal going down. But the level 2 is not saying it. Nope. Man, it's got a lot of strength moving up. So that was its big move, and it didn't do much for it. 95%. There it goes. Now I would look to the 148 to get in long if it dipped, if it gave me a chance down there. Was it 8 cents for a second? 148.08. There it was again. 06. I'll try that. What did I get that in at? 05. So we'll try to make some of this back here, a little bit of this back. You don't want to get over greedy because there, I got it down to 76. Yeah, just going up is the way for sure. It just, I'll look, that inspired me to try to do another trade with you guys to just get it back down toward the 148 as close as I can, but it's just not going to do it. It's just going straight up. Then maybe just hold your position, you know, for this move up and not, you know, if you're green, then just if it starts to go back down too far, then just get out. But it might just make sense to ride it up at this point if you're green.
OPEN shares resuming trade now following a circuit breaker hold. Oscar Papa Echo November. OPEN.
People are just piling on long here. See the volume's going up with it. So is this about to break the? No, it didn't break the volume on the.
LGCY. Legacy Ed shares continue.
Be careful. I mean, at any time it could just swing right back down. So
on a circuit breaker at the lows.
Careful here.
Charlie Yankee.
It's just going straight up. Any kind of a dip. I mean, any kind of a dip. It was 29 cents was the lowest I got there. There we go. I got that at, what did I get that? 14 cents. I'm going to hold, guys, for a bigger swale up. See if we can get a decent trade here. So I'm at 14 cents. Get back up to where you were at the 38 cents. I thought that dip was a really good entry, and then it just kept falling. Just seemed like I was looking for that dip. It just, that was it. Okay, there we go. Come on, that was a lot of strength you just showed me there. Let's go. 29 cents going up, only 12 going down. I'll be very happy with 29 cents. That would make me green here. Not on my opening trade, which I don't really want to count toward what we do here today, but it's a whole nother animal to trade the first candle. So now we're back in the area where it was when I was thinking that it, we couldn't. So, I don't know how greedy I want to get or just take that. Yeah, I could have got a $40 green trade. So I was trying to get this green, but maybe I'm just asking for too much here. Gets my accuracy up too to get more green trades than red trades. So I'm going to take that. Not going to get over greedy right there. So we got back from the $100 down. We got some of it back here. You guys kind of know how it is with scalping. We're just... It was just one trade that caught me. I was green, and just one trade. The rest have all been green here. Let me just look over at the... well, everything's kind of... NVIDIA's still down. Well, it's now down only $6 as opposed to... or $5 as opposed to the $7. AMD's recovering some too. Apple is now closer to where it's still above where it opened, but not where I wanted it to go yet. Could be that surge that it had were people anticipating the earnings, you know. Apple, I mean, and then they're taking profit now before the earnings even come in. So this is, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the, I assume it's not gonna keep falling. So let's see. I got it at 05. That was a terrible entry for me. It did market. Probably should have just did the bid. There was $10. Might get too greedy here. That was a cat stretching noise. Wow. 59 cents, man. I was looking at the cat, looked back. See, she was giving me good luck. So, you know, recovered. If I kept trading this, I feel that I could. It's starting to do what we needed to do. See what it's doing here? It's actually giving us a channel now. This is the picture perfect way to trade the strategy, and I'm always trying to force it in too soon. It's almost like we should start later, you know. But I will go over to show you how bad my first trade was. Dare I look? I'm going to be holding it. Ouch! There it is. So that doesn't make for a green day, does it? I got two swings running now. It's only fair to show what's going wrong, as some of you are probably losing confidence. Like, why am I even listening to this guy? Got to make your own calls, guys. You know, I'm not going to plead my case. I just know I make mistakes, but I do have the opportunity to, you know, that a lot of people don't, to play them long, multiple accounts, and that are very funded for, you know, millions of dollars in margining power, and no problem riding the overall move on the overall market going up and stuff. So it's a different way I look at trading than you would look. That's why I got back to the scalping idea here, which is more like, now it's getting into that zone. This would be the good one to trade right now for this zone, this channel right here. But I've got to move on down the road. I'm going to try to catch up on the recaps a little bit, guys. But remember, don't trade that opening candle with me, because that's what can happen. You see me make quick profits, but then other things happen too. And I have the ability to hold the trade, you know, and most people do not. And I'm looking at where Charlie's at right now. So she would be Apple. This is yesterday's. Where's Apple? So this is coming back from where it was. At one point, it was down like $1,300. As you can see, it's getting much closer to my position. So I'm sure Charlie's very happy right now. And I do think this is going to recover for me, but you never know. So I still have a sellout position on it, like it's a yesterday trade almost, you know. Did not expect what happened with NVIDIA this morning, but this is the problem with the stock market. Look at it go. This is what we want. Break that 149. Don't turn it around. All right, guys, I hope you're doing okay in view of what's been happening, but just be careful. Only trade with funds you could afford to lose. Keep your share size low. Don't trade the opening candle. All that good stuff, and you should be doing okay just doing the consolidating actual strategy that I'm showing here in between. So we will give a calendar update. I'm going to wait just for these swings to close, hopefully within the next, by the end of the week at least, I'm hoping, and then I'll do a calendar update. But I will try to get some recaps out too. I've just been so busy otherwise after I get off trading here. So this is a terrible way to leave the stream, but anyway, it's more realistic about what's going on. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Be careful. Go green out there.